Good morning. This morning, you're going to be doing a center where you're finding common factors and least common multiples. So I'm just going to give you a little preview to show you what that's going to mean. So let's think about the word common. So if you have something in common with something else, with someone else or something else, it means it's the same. So for example, a common trait among a lot of people is they have brown hair. Something else you might have in common with some classmates is you're both wearing a t-shirt today, or you're both wearing jeans today, or you have the same color shoes. So common means something that's the same. So when we're finding common factors, we first start by listing all the factors of the given number. So just to review what a factor is, remember a factor is a number that you multiply with another number to get a product. So right here I have a picture for you is the factors of 36. Remember, we always start with 1 in itself, so 1 times 36 is 36. 36 is divisible by 2, so 2 times 18 is 36. 3 times 12, because 36 is also divisible by 3, is divisible by 4 and 9, 4 times 9. And also we know that 6 times 6 equals 36. Now, remember, we can find all the factors we need to of a number if we use our divisibility rules right here that we learned before. We learned the divisibility rules for 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 9, and 10. And you can always check 7 and 8 by looking at your multiplication chart, or you know how to do long division now, so you can always do that too. Okay. So getting into it, finding the common factors or finding the greatest common factor. So when a question asks you to find the common factors, what you're going to start by doing is just listing all the factors of that number. This picture right here asks for the factors of 12 and the factors of 16. So I'd go and list 1 and 12, 2 and 6, 3 and 4. And for 16, 1 and 16, 2 and 8, 4 and 4. We know we only have to write it once. So when you're finding the common factors, you're just finding the factors that are the same in both numbers. And we see that the common factors are 1, 2, and 4 because they are the same. And a good way to show your common factors is to just circle them in both numbers so you make sure that they are in both numbers. Now, sometimes it'll ask you to find the greatest common factor, and that just means the biggest factor in both that are the same. And that's going to help you a lot with equivalent fractions this week when we're simplifying them. So for example, of 16 and 24, they've listed the factors out for us. And instead of circling all the common factors, they've just circled the 8s because those are the biggest number in both. That's the same in both. So the biggest factor in both, that is the same. All right, the last thing I want to talk about is finding the LCM, or the least common multiple. Now, we remember multiples they go on forever and ever and ever and ever. So the multiples of 2 are 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, and so on. So the reason that we don't find all the common multiples or all the multiples that are the same is because that would be impossible, because numbers, they go forever and ever. So we usually just stick with finding the least common multiple. So we have 3 numbers here. It wants to find the least common multiple of 8, 4, and 6. So they start listing out multiples. So we know 8 times 1 is 8. 8 times 2 is 16. 8 times 3 is 24. So they keep going. Then they do some in the 4s. 4, 8, 12, 16, 20, 24. Aha! You found a common multiple right there. So let's check the 6s and see if 24 is also the least common multiple. Or in other words, the first multiple that's the same in both, that's the smallest, because we never can find the biggest one. We do 6, 12, 18, 24. Aha, I found my least common multiple. It would be 24. And I just indicate that by circling it. Okay, I hope this video helps. Have a great time in your center.